Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025, our Disembarkation Day. Right now it's 6 a.m. and the ship is in port. I actually woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and it's docked already. So this is Miami. You're looking at South Beach, and this is the way into the mainland. And that is Miami. We are getting off the ship today. Time to go get some breakfast. The Windjammer opens at 5:30. It's open already. Look at that. This is the light from the ship. This is the Windjammer at 6:40 on our last day, last breakfast before leaving the ship. 6:40 a.m. Saturday, March 1st, 2025. And for breakfast, this is my plate number one. Plate number one only, okay? Okay, I just had strawberry yogurt. I forgot to video it, but this is the final plate here, the fruit plate. That is soy milk, and after that, I'm gonna have the regular milk. Little girl is so full right now.
Giving you the instruction, and then we will be meeting you outside at the buses. Alright, so once I've given the full indication, what's going to happen is you're going to leave from the venue. You need to take the elevator or the stairs up to deck number 5. Once you get up to deck number 5, just by the Starbucks area, you will then see the gangway. That is the location of the gangway. Make sure you have your C-Pass cards ready. That's your room key, so that you can tap off the ship one last time. Alright, we also ask that those sticker numbers that we gave you are in a visible area on the outer layer of your clothing. That way they can actually easily identify you and then indicate you to the correct buses. Alright, then what's going to happen is once you have exited the ship, you are going to be going into the terminal building. If you left your luggage outside last night, you need to claim your luggage first from your allocated luggage tag number. Once you've claimed your luggage, you can then proceed out of the terminal building. You will then need to cross over the street, and we have bay numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8 allocated for shore excursions. 3 of the buses are going to be going to Miami Airport, and then 1 bus is going to be going to Fort Lauderdale Airport at the end. Now, just to cross-check the sticker numbers, if you have purple 37, you are going to go to Fort Lauderdale. If you have green 37, you are going to be dropped off at Miami Airport. Alright, so those are the instructions. You guys can now proceed out. If you have any further questions, you can come to me. Otherwise, have a safe journey back home, and thank you for cruising with us.
Okay, we are leaving the ship now. As you can see, we are back on deck 5, and it is like a zoo here. Everyone is leaving. We have to scan our bags, go down the gangway for the last time. Right here. And the balloons are there for the next group that will come today. The next cruise. The gangway. Thank you. I think the gangway is that way. The gangway that way, right? This is the line for the gangway, correct? Yes. Okay, we are staying in line to get off the ship. You can see that right there. They're checking ID card and heading out that way. You can see it. Okay, this is the cruise terminal. We are back out on the street. You can see it's a zoo here with people getting out and new people coming in. Terminal A. So this is Royal Caribbean Miami Terminal A on Desembarkation Day. There are people leaving and people coming. It's a zoo. So we are in a bus which will take us to tour the Everglades National Park. Right now 8:35 a.m. We are still at the terminal waiting to leave at the cruise ship terminal A. Vivi is busy texting her friends.
So, well, my name is Agustin. I will be your guide, today. And we are waiting just for the person that is just on the, on the immigration or something, it's a starter just right there. So, we must wait for him, it's the, the father, okay? So, well, this happens. All of you give me the ticket. All of you, for sure. Because I got 2 tickets missing, and I got more people here. I got, are you sure, all of you? We want to double check anyway, just in case. Tour, today. So, well, we will go to Everglades Holiday Park. So that's the name of the park where we're going today. Everglades Holiday Park. So we got many others, but well, this is the most famous, the most important, the most popular. So that's why we will go there. And it's one of the most, the people spent, just a really good time just right there. And well, the excursion is just like this. We will arrive right there. We will have about 45 minutes, in theory, okay? Because today we got a marathon, we got a race, here in Miami, plus the traffic of Miami. So we got a really bad combination today. We got the marathon plus the traffic of Miami. That the traffic of Miami is the hell. I don't know yours in your cities, but here in Miami, my friends, so this is really complicated. And now you will see it just in a few minutes. So we will leave, the port of Miami, 7 terminals that we got right here, 7 million people last year, and that means that is so good, for the Miami's economy and for us. And well, it depends on the traffic, as I told you. So we got 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And just when we arrive at the park, so we got 2 different directions just to visit. One of them is the Alligator Show, and the other one is the airboat ride. So we got 2 different places, 2 different directions, as I told you. And I will know just once that we arrive at the park, so they let me know. And then with the speakers just on the park, the speakers that I got on the main house, so you will hear it, and then you said, okay, it's Augustine Group, so that means that you belongs to to me this morning, and that's why we will go into the Alligator Show or into the airboat ride. Okay, so that will be the plan just for today. The airboat ride is about half an hour, 30 minutes into the Everglades, so you will see part of the fauna, of the Everglades here in Miami. And later, so we go to the Alligator Show, that we got a man right there that he's going to explain you about the life of the alligators, the tradition of the habits, or everything about this animal, endemic, from this region, the Everglades. Now we're going to get into the tunnel that we get just in front of us. The tunnel of Miami, it was, one of the oldest dreams here for the people of Miami, just to get a tunnel to get into the port of Miami. There is a lot of traffic in and out, from this port. So we got more than 1,000 meters, long, and we got about 120 feet to the surface. So that means that we are just right now under the water of the bay. Remember that we got the ships just on the right side. So once that we get out of the tunnel, so you will see all the ships, all the cruises, just on the left side of the tunnel. That means that we cross just to the other side of the port, under the water, as I told you. We got two different lanes, one in and one out. The maximum speed here is 35 miles. And past 10 years ago. Get out of the tunnel, so you will see Brickell. That is the most one of the most expensive areas here in Miami just to live. It's also the financial area. It's all these buildings that we got just in front of us and just on the left side. So you will see, the cruises on the left side and back. So we got just right there. So we got also, the bay side is the name of the most iconic shopping area, shopping center that we get here. It's just on the left side over there with the wheel. We got the wheel just right there. And many older boats and yachts that that we got here for the different rides just on the Bay of Miami. We got also Casella Center, that building, the round of the dome, just like a dome. Casella Center is the place just for the NBA, the heat of Miami. Just in front of us, so we got this place, this construction that we got just in front of us. The name of this place is the Signature Bridge. The Signature Bridge is one of the most ambitious plans that we got here in the city. This one, it will be finished just in 4 years. And the cost of this construction here, it will be more than $800 million. So this one here, 4 years, 800 millions, and then we got 8 lanes into the port and then 8 more, or 4 more, sorry, just out of the tunnel. 4 and 4, in order to help, with the traffic here in Miami. Maybe that's in theory, but maybe it would take more than 4 years just to finish this, for sure. So many mojitos, many six-pack, and the weather, and many Latinos, working here. So that means that maybe 4.5 years. And then we got something special here, it's this neighborhood that we got just on the right side, and the name is Wynwood. Wynwood is the place for the murals and the art in Miami. It used to be, during the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, it used to be a place for the textile industry. So we got it, located here. Many warehouses that belongs to the textile industry, and years later, most of them, they were abandoned, by the owners, and then becomes in places for the art, the art in Miami. If you want to know about art in Miami, so you must come, or you must visit, this place here, Wynwood. So we got a mini gallery of art, so we got places in order to restore, the paintings or the frame, the frame of the paintings. So we got it just right here, December 2024, so we got the festival. The name is Art Miami, and it took place just right here in this neighborhood, Wynwood. So we were with them, with this festival, and this is just, something unique because we got thousands and thousands of people that come in just to enjoy this festival, or just in order also to sell or to buy, pieces of art. All this construction here, just on the left side, it also belongs to the Signature Bridge, the one that I explained you before. This one, it would be, the lanes up here, on the left and up. And also just on the left side, so we got also Little Havana. Little Havana is just like in Havana, in Cuba, but with the traditions, the different habits of Cuban people. Remember that we got a really big community of Cuban people here since 1960. 60s, 70s, 80s. You know, Mariel. Maybe a lot of people know or remember that Mariel. And well, that's why we got a lot of big community right here. And well, if you walk, in the Little Havana, so you walk also like just like in Cuba, like in Old Havana, because we got many traditions and many, different things that we got in Cuba, like the cigars factory. So we got the bars, so we got restaurant, with the famous black beans and rice. We got also, cocktails like the famous mojito, famous Cuba Libre. It's like a highball, many others. And then it's a really, really famous place, Little Havana. Just in these days, so we got a sort of carnival. There is a lot of music, the salsa and the reggaeton, nowadays. It's so famous, reggaeton. And that's why, well, it's, part of Miami. The development of Miami, and, it was a part also of the Cuban community is right here. So many business that we got, along the city.
Is a Miami airport where we will be in a few hours. So Miami hotel should be on this side. We may be able to see it. That's FedEx building. I think we just went past it. That's the lake, see that? The water? It's on the other side of that lake.
Oh, near the other number?
I think that's the hotel right there.
I saw it.
We are at Everglades Holiday Park and waiting with our tour group. Augustine right here, the man with our hat. He is going to lead us to the airboat next. You can see the airboat out there. We are waiting to board an airboat at the Everglades Holiday Park. Why? We are waiting to board the airboat at the Everglades Holiday Park in Miami, just west of Miami.
No, I have one I used to live on it. I live on it in Lewiston. Yeah, I've traveled around quite a bit. Lewiston, where's that? It's about 60 miles straight west. It's not a bad drive. One stoplight all the way here. I watch my news all the way here. Yeah. It's like.
For the fact the Everglades is not a swamp. The Everglades is actually a river. The Everglades is actually the slowest moving river in the world. It moves at a rate of about 1/2 mile per day. So if you were to take off walking normal pace, about 15-20 minutes, you will travel as far or further than this river does in 24 hours. The Everglades is also known as the widest river in the world. Its extreme measurement, the furthest length apart east to west, is about 70 miles wide. Now this river begins up northeast corner of Florida, just below Jacksonville. It starts out as a St. Johns River and proceeds south. There's many tributaries that add into it along this journey south. Just to mention a few you may recognize, maybe the Indian River, the St. Lucie River, the Crystal River, the Kissimmee River. Like I say, that's just a fraction of them. Well, they all come together and they empty into that big old lake in the middle of our state called Lake Okeechobee. Now that lake, as well as here, is 100% fresh water. And the Army Corps of Engineers, they control that too. They try to maintain safe levels of a minimum of about 9 feet for safe vessel passage, as well as a maximum right about 16 feet for the safety and integrity of the dikes, the levees, the dams, and the locks that surround Okeechobee. So all day, every day, all night, every night, they are discharging small amounts of water down here into the Everglades to maintain its constant river flow. Therefore, this water does not become stagnant. Now, about 40 miles south of here, the water turns to what we call brackish water. That's a mixture of salt water and fresh water. Then about 30 miles south of that, it turns 100% salt water just east of Naples in north of Everglades City as it flows back into the Gulf of America.
Playing dead is Zeus's best trick. Now, if you were a Seminole warrior, let's say back in the 1800s, and you're out catching alligators, you're doing that to feed your family. But you always wanted to catch them alive. The alligator meat does spoil very quickly in the hot Florida sun. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, tie the jaw shut. A gator this size, well over 2,000 pounds of crushing power per square inch of the jaws. It's enough to crush any bone in your body. So normally a Seminole warrior would bring a friend with him. He would tire the gator out, jump on his back, hold the mouth closed. A friend would come over and tie the mouth shut. Devin, unfortunately, has no friends. So he's going to use an old Seminole technique, holding the jaws closed with his chin and his chest. This will free the hands up. It'll give him time to take out leather or rope, a couple of quick wraps, tie a knot, have himself a caught and giant alligator. Now, judging by the complete lack of applause, I'm assuming you people not really impressed with Devin or the alligator.
Right, alligator, and a live one is swimming right here. Big turtle. Rabbit. They eat vegetable. We are now back at Miami International Airport. We got to the gate at 1:25 p.m. and our flight isn't until 5:45 p.m. Boarding is 5:10, so we have to wait almost 4 hours before boarding a flight back to Boston. This marks the end of our trip. Signing out.